Hi, chat. Welcome in, everyone. How we doing, everybody? That's why everything is so out of tune for me. There we go. Welcome in, Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I actually made it back. I did things to my computer yesterday. I didn't do what I said I was going to do and do a full reformat. Now I'm regretting not doing the full format. I toyed around and tweaked with things, and it was working so well yesterday. I was like, what have I done? It's made this work so perfectly. And now, no. Anyways, make some coffee and make some soup. Doing pasta Fagioli tonight, which is translates to basically beans and pasta. I'm not doing long beans. I'm not cooking my beans from scratch. They do have more character that way. But welcome in, Will. Happy to see you, Michael. Hello, JK. I'm using kale tonight. It's been a minute since I had some kale. It was probably in a soup last time, too. My kale usage is pretty much restricted to braised I don't really do kale salads. Kale salads is a major thing, though. But it's either in soups or it's in coleslaw. Where's me mug? Where's me mug? I bet you it's in the drying rack. Yep, it's hidden in the drying rack. So I'm taking a dish that can absolutely be 100% vegetarian and making not vegetarian tonight. As I'll be using homemade chicken stock as well as ground beef in the mix. I've also got some red bell pepper. I'm going a little light on the tomato. I could have maybe gotten a can of crushed tomato, but I've got 2 heirloom tomatoes here. Typical root veggies. Yeah. No dinner command tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight, everyone. Cheers. What do we start with? I was sort of tempted to do some rolls tonight. Should I do rolls tonight, chat? Like, this is the time we have to decide because yeast and all that. Take a quick glance here at this. Yeah, it's almost like I made things worse. Oh. That's the problem with stream. Like, there's no good... Like, you can sort of test things with Twitch, but you really can't tell to fix things until you're actually streaming. That and I have, like, no production experience whatsoever or education. I just have to learn it all. So I think we're gonna skip the bread and keep going with the rest of this. We'll get a pan heating here on the stove. Zoom right. And we're gonna sear some beef. I'm gonna use some ground beef for this. And I'm gonna sear it first and use the fat and all that good stuff from this for doing everything else. Recon something, maybe? You start throwing K's and R's in there together. That's what's sort of throwing me off, is the first and the last one there. The other side with salt here. I'm also going to melt all this stock. I've had it out on the counter for a couple hours now, which Ah, you just want to fall apart. You don't want to stay together nicely. Okay. Well, let's break you up then. Always works a little bit better to try and get a little more browning on your beef if you can keep it as a nice hunk before you break it up. Because as soon as you break it up, you sort of start overcrowding the pan typically, and it starts sweating like it is now. You see, that's no longer sauteing there. That's boiling. You can also add, I believe, baking powder to your meats before you saute them, and it'll help them get a better sear. There's some science behind that, but please don't ask me to try and explain it. Let's get into cutting some onion while that's doing its thing. Hi, Cosmic. We're gonna do my Jason doesn't wanna dice onion style of cutting tonight. I guess we'll just do it in half. I was thinking maybe we'll do thirds, but yeah. Heat off on that. This right here is where bowls with handles excel. Putting hot beef in this is going to turn this metal bowl hot really quick. Handle is not going to make that a problem at all. Not interested in getting the... I guess I didn't have to hold it that long anyways, but... Not interested in the liquids, the oils, and lovely flavors from the beef. We're going to put that with the rest of the veggies. Wood's a little more pleasant than the ears. Flame back on. Get rid of whatever water we got in there with their oil. I have a feeling that's mostly just oil. Breakage. Oh, that wasn't the last. What was the last? Oh, rock melon. Yeah, rock melon's a tough one. Throw our onions on there. Oh, we do have some bubble in there. Maybe we'll wait for that to bubble out. My previously rinsed carrots. And I created this crack by dropping it. I wouldn't have bought it if otherwise. Well, individually I would never have bought and cracked one that cracked. And do half moons for the small part and quarters for the thicker. I hear you back there, water. You be sputtering. Okay, now we'll throw the onions in there. Did turn the heat down on this quite a bit when I threw the onion in there. These were just supposed to be half moons, oh well. It's soup. Hi, Nan Reader. Go ahead and add our carrots in there. We're going heavy on the carrot. This is supposed to be just a normal mirepoix. And we've got basically as much carrot as we do onion there. I'm going to go lighter in the celery though. If I can find it hidden in my fridge. Oh, there it is. That wasn't hard. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Our stock's come to a boil, so turn the heat off of that, realizing I don't even have my fan on above my stove. That's a bad idea. Always want fan on when you got the range going, especially if you're using a gas range. I think I'm only going to use about half of this. Yeah, I'm only going to use half of that. Here you go, chat. Okay, turning this back up since I'm not hearing anything over here. We need some sizzle going on here. Oh hey, we could wash this too. Also can hit that with some salt. They wanted that one to get sold. Quiet Friday tonight. Hopefully everyone's had a good week. Looking forward to something exciting, or at least relaxing. Speaking of things I'm excited for, I put my itinerary for what I'm planning, what I saw from Twitch's itinerary that I might be interested in at TwitchCon, in the TwitchCon channel of the Discord. And someone promptly followed with theirs. There's a lot of interesting different things to go to. They had a lot of things that I'm not planning on going to. And honestly, there's things that I just don't really want to bother. But there's certainly things that I am happy to go see. Most of them, I don't think any of you would be like I'm interested in the technical stuff, like the API discussions and what they're bringing in as far as coding and but I'm excited for the music show on Sunday. Hi, Tuesday. Trying to get all that juice in there. Probably got just as much on the floor. It's okay. It's not like I walk around on this floor barefoot barefoot most of the time. I wear my only in the house clogs when I'm streaming, but it's about the only time I ever use my clogs. Like, I don't wear them out other than maybe to get the mail. Oh, at the same time, I have nothing but cement floors, and so I have to regularly mop and clean up, and I have the little Swiffer thingy, or not Swiffer thingy, robot thingy doing its thing every morning. That's my alarm clock these days. It gets going at 7 a.m. and that wakes me right up. I have an alarm set for 6, and I'm usually like half awake, half groggy. And then that thing kicks on, and it's like, oh, yeah, time to get up. Mine's got issues with my broom, too. My broom wanders around the house. Like, sometimes it's over here. Sometimes it's against the wire rack over here in the sort of like mini hallway to my bathroom. Sometimes it's probably over by my computer and back right now. We're going to wait until this starts sizzling again. Cooks out a fair amount of that moisture from the tomatoes. And everything's happy again. We're going to add our broth in there. Some local kale. Loco lacto dino kale. And I'm going to pull the stems out of these, just running my fingers down either sides of them. Just because I don't want to cook this forever in order to cook the stems through. But yeah, Chad, I'm using kale. Usually takes Buns doing a kale week or something for me to use this. I did it to myself. I was like, ooh, I like pasta Fagioli. I've never made that on stream. I should make that on stream. Oh, that's got kale. Overpriced fancy cabbage. a bean. Basically translates in Italian to pasta and beans. Even though it's a soup. We've got everything in there but our pasta and our beans, basically. We got kale, beans, pasta, and broth still to go in there. We got onions, carrot, celery, tomatoes, about half a red pepper, fair amount of oil, the leftover oil and grease, and whatever came out of that beef when I seared it. I've got some ground beef off to the side that I've seared, but haven't put back in. I'm adding ground beef and chicken stock, but obviously you can make this much closer to, at least vegetarian, but closer to vegan by just not adding those. It's still a delicious soup. Actually, let's go through and make sure they're all small enough. Did I stop the music? We still got music going here? I'm just not hearing it? It's just quiet. Okay. That's better. Should have just tore them all the way down. But now I'm just making sure they're not too wide, so I can just go through them once. No. I tried and did some stuff. I didn't do a full reformat like I had said I was going to. And I have not fixed things. I thought I had. But that's always the forever thing with me and streaming in general. Like, you can't really tell until you really start streaming. I mean, even with, like, Twitch has its, like, administrative mode or whatever, where you can connect to Twitch, but not actually, like, stream. And half of the time when I do that, none of these problems show up. So, it works sometimes, but a lot of the times, no. And I'm thinking spoon size when I'm cutting this. It's especially spoon size once it cooks and reduces down in size, but spoon size. So what beans would you go for? What beans would you choose for this, chat? I have my beans, and I actually have two types of beans tonight. Now we're adding the kale in there. All of it. All of it may be a bit much, but our chicken stock. Gotta make more chicken stock again here soon, chat. I'm down to 3 or 4 bags, I think. We'll bring that up to a boil, along with some water too. We need to bulk that up even more. We're gonna do, I think, 6 cups of water in there. 6 cups of stock, 6 cups of water. Because we still have beans and pasta to add to our bean and pasta soup. Can be much healthier. Mostly by taking the meat out of it, the beef out of it. But I didn't hear anyone say what beans they would put in this. I certainly didn't hear anyone. I didn't see anyone write anything. Did anyone write it? Man, I'm just on top of my maintenance today. I did that the other day too. Replaced my HEPA filters in the house. I've got 2 air filters going on 24/7 in this house. One at the far corner at either end of this. Did that. Got my truck gassed up today. Did get all my meds today for the next month or so. Just beginning to wonder if that thing's still on. We're going to want to cook this for at least a minute with the kale there. Give it a little bit of time before we go to... I'm waiting till towards the end. Since I'm using canned beans, they're not going to need a ton of time. I do want to bring them up to a boil in whatever I'm cooking. Because, like, it may be just a me thing, but you add water, you add things to something, and don't bring it up to a heat, they tend to feel watered down to me. And so I definitely want to bring these to a boil with them in there, but I don't really want to do much more than that. I'm doing navy and what are these? I don't remember what those are. Let's go searching in the trash for the label. Small red beans. So we got white and red beans. They're basically small navy-sized beans. I don't know the answer to this one, chat. Does anyone know which navy beans are named after? There's a lot of navies out there. And there's some that have been considerably larger than ours in the past. Maybe not nearly as powerful, but as large, yeah. I bought a giant bag of pasta tonight. I absolutely did not want 2 pounds of pasta, and I'm not planning on using 2 pounds of pasta. But it was the only way I could buy the small little ones, the small little macaroni that are, not curved at all. They're just small. Boy, I order you to boy. Hi, they can see me. Getting them sprinkles. How we doing on our follower count? Yeah, it may be a bit before our next giveaway. So what's new and happening with everyone else? Since I've run out of things to talk about, apparently. See if I can't remind myself of anything else that I'm forgetting. Yeah. Is it catching up now they can see me, or should I be resetting this? Because there's nothing much I can do about it until, I'm gonna have to actually do that reformat and redo everything, I guess. And screw it, we're not gonna restart. We're almost there with this. We just gotta bring this to a boil, cook our pasta, add our beans, add our meat. Now I've got packet loss on top of... Now I've got network issues. Which is... Can't control that, but my other stuff didn't get remedied yesterday either, so it's a little bit of both. Normally I would not suggest cooking pasta in soup. Just about anywhere I've done it in a restaurant, because we're doing large batches, you do it separately. Just like, sometimes you use a little pasta water, it dumps a ton of starch into your soup. In this case, they're sort of planning for it. It's going to help thicken things up a little bit. Yeah, I also updated the slideshow. The slideshow, I updated it. It hadn't been updated since November of last year. So you've got another 6-8 months of content in there that's a little more recent. Getting close to where I want to be with this. You can see it's pushing all the veg to the top. Hi, Froggy. How's Minnesota treating you? For those just joining in, what you're looking at in that pot is chicken stock, mirepoix, so onion, carrot, celery. We've got tomato in there. We've got red pepper. We've got dino kale in there. I'm going to add some seasoning in there too. We need some garlic in there. We need maybe some oregano in there, some dried oregano in there. A little dried thyme too. All right, adding some of our pasta in. I say some of our pasta. I'm adding all of the pasta I'm adding into the soup in there. I say some of the pasta because I'm not adding that entire 2-pound bag in there. I'm estimating I added about 3/4 of a pound there. It's been gorgeous here lately. Last couple mornings going out for my walks been like perfect San Francisco weather, feeling like it's foggy. It's almost like feels like it's raining on you as you're out there. Get over your camera. What you looking at over there? I'm over here. Hi, Crowjoke. Welcome in. I'm having some drop frames from my network tonight. I'm also having a few issues of my own tonight. I apologize if it's a little rough. Yeah. The major thing here, you don't need to stir it up too much, but you do want to keep that pasta from immediately hitting the bottom and just sticking. So maybe go over it like I did once there, just make sure none of it's at the bottom. Gonna add the ground beef back in. I'm going to rinse my beans off. I'm not a fan of the packing liquid. Most beans are with. Those are some mighty big red beans. Those are practically kidney beans. They're not kidney beans, but there was like a bronzo bean in there they pulled out of there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Nice, Froggy. Some nice baked potatoes. It's always a nice, simple dinner. It's also a great one, like, if you're one of those people that, like, always has, you know, some cuisine around, like you're big into curries or you're big into Mexican food, or, you know, it's one of those dishes where you can just take all that stuff that you normally have in the fridge and sort of reinvent it with a baked potato, and sort of gives you the excuse of keeping all that stuff around. Some of that pasta's still trying to stick on me there. Casserole. I sort of made a casserole. Both of my dishes on Wednesday were sort of a casserole. One was supposed to be nachos, but I sort of ate it like a casserole. And the other one was Rice Krispie treats, which, I don't know, sort of lasagna, sort of casserole, sort of. Yeah. Hi, Buns. We be laggy and buggy and all sorts of stuff. Happy to see you in. Basis of ground beef sauces. That's the beauty of a casserole. See, Buns knows. I used kale tonight, Buns. Are you proud of me? I'm debating if this is hot enough that I can throw these in here or not. I don't want to stunt the pasta's absorption by adding the beans. I even oiled my cutting board the other night, chat. So it can all be moisturized. It's sort of weird that we call it moisturizing when most of the time it's just fat. Alright, beans going in. Sort of happy with that as far as liquid levels. Could be a bit more broth, but pasta's gonna pull like every last bit of liquid out of that though, so like we'll definitely have to add more water for tomorrow. Thighs and legs is one piece on a sheet pan, 400 degrees, 20 minutes. Yeah, fat's weird. And what fat you use, like, there's people that are, I still use butter a ton for greasing pans and stuff that's like that, but a lot of people advocate for not using butter because it can actually make certain things stick more. A lot of regular bakers make like I forget what they call it, but it's almost like making they do flour and butter and make it into like a paste that they use to spread on their pans. We're almost there with that pasta. Almost there. I'm gonna add a pinch more salt to go with all that pasta in there. And those beans, some more salt. Like this. Yeah, I'm not getting much else off of that little bit of rind. But we got a quick one for tonight. It's a real quick stream tonight. Maybe I should have made rolls. No one wanted rolls. Alright, folks. I think that's going to be it for tonight. Especially with what's going on here. I'm glad it's been a short night. Definitely going to tear down this PC now to pieces. I am so sick of this being an issue. Greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. Plan is to be back here normally for my normal Sunday stream. However, like I said, I'm going to tear apart the PC now. Going to be completely gutting my bot. Yeah. Gotta get this fixed. Like, I've lost over 300 frames since I last reset it, which was, like, around the time I was putting the pasta in there. Definitely some issues that need to be fixed on the back end here. Love your faces. Thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, I'll be back here as soon as possible, hopefully for my normal Sunday stream. Have a great one, everyone. Check out for updates in the Discord.